Hey brats, Ring Queen Lexa Rose here, and we're bringing you an episode of Wrestling with Beauty. It is a cooking episode. Unfortunately, I broke a nail into the pursuit of good cooking. So if you guys want to like throw me a bone and stuff, the link will be down below. But what we're doing right now is we're doing like a little Mexican inspired kind of struggle meal, which is going to consist of what we have so far is water boiling with some black bean like sauce that came in the can of black beans, and then we have the black beans here sizzling separately. And what we did was we added a little bit of adobo to kind of season it a little bit. I'll probably add some more later, but we also have what we're gonna throw in is some we got some salsa that we're gonna throw into the beans to make a little bit of a tomato sauce. We also got the Velveeta cheese to give it that queso flavor. And then we've got the macaroni and cheese. You just get like whatever packets of like Ready Mac that you can grab. You won't need the milk or anything or the butter because a lot of this food is like so rich that the sauce in itself will cook it properly, plus the cheese sauce. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of like simmering the beans a little bit, trying to get them to cook a little bit more. We have the water boiling for the mac and cheese. And what I'm going to do is right now is I'm going to lower the heat on both so that, you know, one cooks more, they cook evenly. So, we're going to reduce the beans just a little bit. And then we're going to just leave the water exactly where it is, just so that the beans can kind of cook properly, get it nice and soft and really flavorful, and be able to soak up all the salsa juice and stuff and the cheese sauce. And we got like really good black beans that we get from the pantry up the block from us because, you know, as you can tell, we don't have a kitchen. We don't even have a fucking toilet. So we got to do what we can. So this is the Wrestling with Beauty struggle meal. This is the Mexican black bean salsa cheese sauce with macaronis. And we'll be back for like the next step and when everything starts really like boiling and getting really nice and flavorful. So we'll be back. Okay, so everything is covered and it's simmering so that everything cooks properly. We got the beans cooking. We got the pasta cooking. And it's gonna be a very flavorful experience. Okay, so we put in the salsa with the beans while the beans are cooking. We're gonna let it cook with the salsa juice. We don't have to put any more adobo. It's gonna be well seasoned. I already put adobo prior. We're gonna let that boil and cook. And then we have in this pan some of the bean juice and water that was in here. I transferred some of it over here before I put the salsa in, and we're gonna let that like cook with the bean juice. And you can see it's starting to boil. We don't want it to get too like sticky or anything, so we're gonna just like mix it up a little bit, get the noodles nice and tender, and then we'll start adding the cheese in a little bit later when it's nice and well cooked. I'm trying a couple of the noodles to see how far they are cooked.
I have no idea, but we better stick together until we do.
Need to boil a little bit more, but so far so good. We got that cooking. We're gonna go right in here with the beans, which are doing really well. We're gonna just take a little bit of that. Very good.
Beans are actually done.
Almost. We're gonna start putting in the cheese and stuff in the macaroni, and then we'll throw a little bit of the salsa on top, kind of like a tomato sauce, but we don't want to like mix it all together, just because we want to see how it is separate and then put it together and then see how it goes together. So So far we've got the salsa and the beans cooking a little bit. We're gonna wait till that boils to a nice little simmer, and then we'll work on the noodles. Okay, so the noodles burned a little bit, so now it's time to add all the cheese and stuff to this pile. So we're gonna stuff the cheese in, and then we'll be ready for the next step. Next, we're gonna add the liquid cheese so that it kind of moistens everything back up. So we're just gonna dump that in there. So we threw in the salsa and the beans into the Meximac and Chizz concoction just to give it a little bit more moisture, because it was getting burnt and sticky and it might not come out too good, but you know, we're doing the best that we can. These are the struggle meals, so we're doing what we can. So the food is ready. This is what it looks like. It's black bean salsa and jalapeno Velveeta cheese with some cheese from the macaroni and cheese package with macaroni and cheese noodles. And we're about to break out the taco shells, and we're gonna like throw some in there because they're kind of like, it's taco mac and cheese. So that's pretty much what we're doing. This is our struggle meal for the day. So we're gonna try it, and we'll give you guys a little review of how good it is. Okay guys, so I'm about to try this mac and taco for the first time. We're gonna try it out and see if my struggle meal was worth it.
We need to get that engagement scene in here. I got this on the outside of town waiting for the all clear. Let me see if I can raise him. Hey, make sure you send the cute one. What's her name? What's her name? Good one always talking.
The jalapeno cheese sauce definitely gives it that flavor, and the beans give it a nice Mexican kick. The salsa brings it all together, and it's just delicious. Definitely not something you'd expect from a struggle meal, but well put together. I give myself props. Pat on my back, because this is the Ring Queen Lexa Rose, and you've been watching an episode of Wrestling with Beauty, the Ghetto Fried Cooking edition. Hope you guys enjoyed. Well, I can safely say that taco struggle meal was definitely a rousing success. I definitely enjoyed it. It was very, very good, and considering our circumstances, that's probably the best meal we've ever had. So, I mean, you could make anything you want with whatever you have around you, so don't let anybody tell you any excuses that they don't have nothing to cook with, because you could pretty much make anything with just a couple of cans and some ingenuity, and you can make a delicious meal for 2 or 3 or 4, which we ended up doing. I think we made at least another 3rd or 4th helping of the food, but hey, it's something that we can like warm up for work tomorrow. So, or at least for me, for him, he could probably make himself a little something while I'm at work for just 4 hours. So, yeah, it was a very good meal, and that has been Lexa Rose with Wrestling with Beauty, Ghetto Fried Cooking. We hope you enjoyed it, and you know, don't be afraid to like just make these crazy little meals, because what may be trash for someone else may be a gourmet meal to you. So here's keeping up with the struggle. Stay struggling, guys.